Hey everybody, Janae Spry here, productivity expert, systems expert, and the founder of the Doer Entrepreneurs Group where you are right now. So today we are talking about going from brain dump to an actual organized list. Now this video is going to be short, so I'm not going to go through a million steps, but I'm going to show you how I actually do that and why I think it's really important. So brain dumps are really, really good ways to sort of get things out of your head and to see it on paper, or in this case, in an app or on a screen. So once you have a brain dump, though, it can be really hard to get from there to actually organizing it into tasks that you actually take action and do. So I'm going to show you sort of my steps for doing that in this video. So first, I'm going to share my screen. All right, here we go. So this is a demo space. That's why everything's all overdue and all that. So this is ClickUp, my favorite tool in the world right now. So the other reason why I do it this way is because adding notes, which is what I'm going to do now, is really easy to do from your phone, whereas adding a task can, if we're being honest, be a little bit clunky from the app. So this is something I can do really, really fast on the go, and just kind of like if I think of something, I can just get it on paper, quote unquote. So I'm going to go to my notepad here, and you can see that I have my actual like notepad, all of this here, but I'm going to go demo ideas, notes. I'll just say demo ideas. I'll remember what it is. Okay, so create. So when you create a note, this is what it looks like. And then what I'm going to do is I sort of preloaded this. I didn't have to type it out on the screen. So just making paragraphs about just different things. This is something I do all the time. So what you can actually do here is you can highlight this, and then ClickUp just says create new task. This is really, really cool and really, really powerful. I'm going to show you why. But the other thing is, this is if you have one note with like a bunch of different ideas, but if you just have one note that has sort of contains all of your brain dump about a specific topic, then instead of doing that, you can actually convert the whole list to a task, right? So you can do this. But in this case, I'm going to assume that I have one note and every day I just dump into it all my stuff, and it's sort of like messy. So I'm going to say, you know what, this is actually a really good idea. I want to move this into task and start turning it into action. If you're not sure which thing to pick, literally pick anything, because you will be better off than doing nothing. I promise. So we're going to go new task. All right. So I'm going to go into my demo space and go to task management right here. All right. So create. Okay, so I'm actually going to go into the task now, right here. And now we have all the information about this task. So I'm just going to close out of our little notepad. I don't really need that anymore. So the thing I want to point you to really is the space over here where it says comment or type for commands. So this is really powerful because ClickUp has the ability to create subtasks, checklists, and a bunch of other breakdown options for inside the task. So inside our brain dump about A, I'm going to start typing some things. So should I do this or that? Just hitting enter. Maybe I should talk to Joe. And you can just keep going, right? You can just put whatever you want here. So talk to Mary and Joe about projects. So I'm just going to put some random comments here. These are also going to show up, you see just now, because I just made these comments now. But if you do these over a period of time and you use this as an ongoing project, then you're going to see all of your progress and any ideas you had and what you were thinking on that day. And then the really cool thing is you can go up here and I can be like, assign to me. And did you guys see that it popped over here, talk to Mary and Joe about projects? So it's created sort of a subtask for me, so I can just start to break down my ideas. So the reason I like this is because I think that it still follows that brain dump scenario of just being able to keep talking and typing in there without worrying about organization. Then once you have it all there, you can start to pull things out as you need them. So I just pulled this one out, and I don't have to go over here even. I can just go right here. You can even put links in here, documents, all things like that. So for example, I use this for make sure to follow up. I post a thread on Facebook and I want to make sure I follow up with the people that comment. So I can post the direct link to that thread right inside here. And then when I open up my project, I can just click that link. It's going to take me straight over to that comment on Facebook or that post on Facebook where I can continue to comment. So really, really helpful tool to be able to go from brain dump in the little notepad, turn it into a task, then continue to do little brain dumps as you go and move them into tasks and check them off. And the other really cool thing is if you want to add a progress bar, you can do that on ClickUp too. So, and this is totally psychological, but it gives you sort of like credit for checking all these things off. So I'm kind of like that. And if you're like that too, that's something that really helps as well. Because whenever you kind of check something off, you're able to actually kind of see the progress bar. You guys can see it just went to 100% because there's nothing. But if you had a bunch of things here, you know, it wouldn't do that. And then you keep the information, right? So it doesn't disappear and you can see all the progress you've made and the specific things you've done. If you're trying to generate leads or create a funnel, for example, and so you need to do a lot of testing, this is a really good way to keep track of ideas you had, what worked, what didn't work. I mean, you can even reply to yourself and be like, that meeting went really well and we got a lot done. You know, so you can keep everything going. And this is just me talking to myself. Like there's no one else in this space. So I do this where I talk to myself and then I assign myself the comments so I can actually get things done. So I hope that video helps you to go straight from brain dump and then start pulling things out and adding them to your task list, but then continuing that brain dump scenario. And if you're new to brain dumps, I highly recommend this. It really helps with stress and it really helps with anything that you're really trying to figure out to just start getting things down and then you can pull out what is actually actionable. Thanks guys. If you have any comments, questions, anything at all, just leave them in the comments below and I'm more than happy to help you out as much as I can. See you next Tuesday.